The energy price cap caused all sorts of chaos. What we've heard in recent weeks is that it's going to go up again in October, and by a lot, and then again still in January. Now this has caused a lot of worry for a lot of households, and that's completely understandable. In this video, I'm going to share with you the costs of running different appliances and what you can do to try and reduce some of those costs. Now I've done a little digging to find out some of the average costs for these appliances. There may be others that you want to investigate for yourselves, but these are the most common and some of the most costly appliances that you are using on a daily basis. So let's talk first about one of the most expensive appliances to run, and this is the electric shower. Now this is the costliest appliance that I'm going to talk about in this video, and that may or may not come as a surprise to you. Now, if you take a 10-minute shower, this will cost you approximately 33p to 49p. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, well, actually, I'm in there for longer than 10 minutes, well, a half an hour shower could actually cost you £1.50. Now, if you think about how many people live in your household, maybe you're a family of 4 like I am, and you're doing that every day, that could be like £6 a day in shower usage. Now, if you can reduce the amount of time that you spend in the shower, then that is going to make a huge difference. If you can get that down to 10 minutes, or if you can even get that down to just a few minutes where you're just doing what you need to do to get yourself clean, rather than just enjoying the heat and the bubbles, then you can significantly reduce how much this appliance is costing you and your family. Alternatively, you could try and get a more energy efficient shower and a more water efficient shower head too. Number 2 is the kettle. And you know, we're British, we like a cup of tea. So the chances are your kettle is on fairly frequently. Now you might be surprised to find out that actually a kettle uses about the same amount of energy as a tumble dryer, which I was completely shocked by. But when you think about how many times you might be putting your kettle on a day, this can soon add up. Now your kettle has an average per hour cost of about 84 pence. So I'll let you do the maths to work out how much it costs per cup of tea round. So some tips for reducing your usage. First of all, you can only boil what you need. This will reduce the amount of time it takes and therefore the amount of energy that you use. If you do end up boiling too much by mistake, maybe someone decides they don't want a cup of tea or coffee, then try putting that excess boiled water into a flask for later. And remember to descale your kettle regularly. Kettles that are covered in, lime scale or whatever aren't going to be as efficient as those that are cleaned regularly. Number 3 is the tumble dryer. Now, it's currently the summer and I have been chucking things out on the washing line pretty much all the time. And this is great, and I know that it's saving me a lot of money. But as the winter months come in and the rain clouds start rolling in as well, the chances are the tumble dryers will get more and more usage. So when you do go to use it, how much is it costing you? Well, 10 minutes cost between about 9 and 14 pence, which works out at a per hour cost of somewhere between about 54p and 84p. So it can be quite expensive if it is running for a couple of hours at a time. Now the average family of 4 is said to do around 8 to 10 loads of laundry a week. Now if you're tumble drying all of that, then that is going to get quite expensive. So here are some tips for reducing your tumble dryer usage. Pop things out on the line as much as possible. If it's dry on the ground, then you are fine to put your washing out there, even if it's a bit cold. Stuff will still dry, it will just take longer. You could try popping a towel in your tumble dryer for an extra 15 minutes just to absorb some of that moisture. On top of that, make sure you are cleaning the lint and the filter regularly. Again, clean appliances are much more efficient and on top of that, safe. And finally, don't overload your tumble dryer. This will mean it takes longer to dry. Where you can, try popping things in your airing cupboard or hanging them on a clothes horse next to the radiator. Not everything needs to go in the tumble dryer. So what about your washing machine then? This is one of those appliances that we all need to use in our household, and they're kind of unavoidable. A typical washing machine on for say an hour or so will cost between about 34 to 84 pence per hour. This can mean if you do 10 loads of laundry on an hour cycle plus a 90-minute drying time in the tumble dryer, you could just be forking out £21 per week for washing your clothes. And this is a huge cost. Now obviously this depends on things such as the capacity of your machine, the temperature you're washing your clothes on, and how long you are washing them for. Therefore, it's important to get these things right. Make sure you're washing on at the lowest suitable temperature and you are choosing the right cycle for the level of soiling that your clothes have. And remember, keep your machine clean too. Again, if it's clean, it's going to be working at its best. Next up, let's talk about your telly. According to Ofgem, the average household watches 3 hours and 46 minutes of TV per day, at a rate of around 8 to 13p per hour. This can mean that watching TV costs you between £2 and £4 per week. So what can you do to reduce the amount that your TV is costing you? Well, you could watch less TV, but if that is an unavoidable thing in your household, then there are some other suggestions for you. One of them is to make sure that you're switching your TV off when you're not using it, and that includes switching it off at the wall to avoid any additional costs from having your TV on standby. You could try turning your TV off an hour earlier, maybe reading a book, or even having a TV-free night once per week. And remember, turn your TV off if you're not watching it. Even if you like having your TV on for background noise, there could be cheaper options such as a radio that will do the same job. If you fancy working on improving your financial knowledge, including some of the best strategies, alongside a community of other people that are working towards the same, then do check out the Money Nook. This is my financial education membership site where you can join me for exclusive live Q&As and group coaching sessions, as well as some of my top courses, including how to invest and how to budget, and there is a new workshop released every month. Until then, I will see you in my next video. Bye!